So normally when you think about this operation management, the first thing is not first thing, but normally what people do when they want to improve their operation management is they draw this. They see their process flow. For example, I want to give you an example with, let's say, ox cart pigeons. Okay, so you may see like this kind of thing, like you go like that, and you go like. Have you seen like this one? Yeah. Have you seen like this? If it is, let's say this one you normally do with your some numbers. If it is yes, you go here. If it is no, you go here. Did you see something like this? No? Okay, it doesn't matter. So this is about, this is what we call the flow chart. Or, yeah, flow chart. This is about flow chart. So you can draw all your job as like this. And this circle and this rectangular or like this type of rectangular has some meaning, but it's not a big deal. But this one, let's say this is the point we start about the postcard. Okay. Now new farmer came and he wants to registration. And you want to check yourself if you are the manager, which is right now. Is he paid or not? If he paid, yes, you go to the next step, set the schedule. Set schedule. If it is no, you cannot register. You need to ask him to pay. Okay? Until you pay, you don't set the schedule. For example, of course, this is not really what Bright is doing, but this is kind of like a flow. Okay? So I want them to pay, and then if they pay, they can set the schedule. Okay? Now they set the schedule, and now what you do is you check whether we already have some farmer who set the schedule on the same day, or this is vacant. So you check the schedule on that day, on this day, on this specific date. And if it is yes, and if it is no, if it is yes, if the date is already set by somebody else, they say yes, then you ask him again to choose another date, right? If this specific date is not taken by somebody else, which means you register, right? You register this one, and what then you do is you inform this to, let's say, Hudson. Okay. Hudson. Or maybe you have another step in between, let's say, discuss about the time. Discuss about the time, using time, transferring time. And after that, you inform Hudson, and on that specific day, you do it. And you finish. So this is kind of flow chart that we call it. So your job, let's say for example, like a CDMF, you do some, let's say, business law. What you are doing, you first, customer come and they register. And you like land, or you decide whether you land or not. Before you land, you check something. Oh, is he appropriate or yes or no? Maybe in this step you can divide some more, like does he some other factor, right? So you can make all this flow chart. Every job, every of your job can be drawn like this, and this is what we call flow chart. And then what you do is you try to look into every single step, and you try to find whether, or you check whether there is some room you can improve something. How to make this job more efficient. Okay. So this is a flow chart. It's very, very, very common. When you go some company or whatever, normally what you do is you look how the current situation is. How you look current situation, you draw like this flow chart. And you try to see whether there is some problem or there is some room you can improve something. So this flow chart is very powerful. It's actually very, very powerful. So if you want to report something to somebody else, this is actually very powerful way. You draw like this flow chart and you persuade them, oh, this part you can improve something. How? You can get some like a possible solution. You write down, we can improve this part by doing like this, by doing like that. So just instead of saying everything in verbal, if you draw something like this, a flow chart, yeah, it's more easy to persuade something, or to look into your specific or your task or your job. Okay. So I just want to introduce about this flow chart, and this one. This is what we call something like a logical. So there is a meaning like this and this and this. We normally use only this three. So this is circle one. We start only for starting and ending. Okay. There is no big meaning, but they just use this circle for starting point and ending point. Okay. And this rectangular like this way is normally used for just describing what next step is. Okay. And this I don't know how to say this, but this type of rectangular is some kind of like a questioning yourself, and there is always two answers, yes or no. This is for yes or no. So if there is something you need to ask, you normally put like this, and yes, no. Okay. And this one is just describing. Okay. Just describing the steps. And so if we have some questions we need to ask ourselves, we normally use like this type of like flow chart. But there is another types of, this is not called flow chart, but this one, I don't know exact English term, but precedence chart. I just translate from Korean to English, the precedence chart. So here, what we are gonna do is like we want to see the relationship between or among the tasks, which one comes first and which one comes late, and which one comes late like this. So let's say we have some task like this A task should be done first, and once this one is finished, we can do these two jobs, but they can be done at the same time. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's no like a front one or the later one between this B and C. But let's say we have another job D, but this one should be done after this one. Let's say we need to shell first before milling. So shelling and milling is like this relationship, right? Shelling and milling. Right? But let's say this is a customer. Let's say customer comes, and this is a shelling, and this is milling part. This is shelling and milling. For this shelling part, before you, let's say this is a shelling. Before you shell, you need to put this, not only, but you need to put this in the water. Okay? So putting in the water before you shelling, putting in the water always comes before shelling, right? So there is some kind of this relationship. Alright? And then when only when these two are finished, you can do the last step and you finish. This is what we call like precedence chart. So you know which one comes first and which one comes late. And here, by drawing like this, you know where it takes more time, like a bottleneck. Like let's say this one takes, let's say 30 seconds. Okay? And this one takes, let's say 60 seconds, for example. And this one takes, let's say 20 seconds. Alright? And this one, let's say this one takes 100 seconds. And this one takes 20 seconds. Right? Even if this one whole, this one takes around 80 seconds. Okay? And but these two in total is 120 seconds. So you need to wait 40 seconds here. Now you're done your job, but you wait 40 seconds until they are finished. And only when this one is finished, you can go here. Right? So now here you can minimize, you can try to minimize this time, or reduce this time, or this time. If you can reduce this time from 100 to let's say 80, this one, the productivity goes up because they don't waste more time, right? So this is about like precedence chart, and you by drawing like this, you know where to improve. And this is what I did my project. What I did is something like this. So when you go to coffee shop, there is so many like sub-tasks. Okay, if you want to, I don't know whether you know about this coffee shop, but anyway, if they want to make some specific types of coffee, let's say cafe latte. Anyway, there's a cafe latte. And they have like a sub-task like this. So they need to grind coffee, and they press this, and they put this in the machine, and they push the button until the water comes down. And while you're doing this, you can steam the milk. And only when these two are ready, you can put and you can finish all this job. Okay. So this is, they have, so to say, parallel, like this flow. And what I did is I want to improve the situation of the coffee shop, because what we observed is it takes too long for them to finish, to serve the customer. So we want to minimize this time. How? We first break down every task like this. How we did it is we just installed our camera, and we take a video for many hours. And by looking at this video, you check how long does it take for each task, average. I calculate, this takes about like 20 seconds, like literally, I check every second by observing many times and make an average the time. And we found out that, this one takes, let's say, 30 seconds. But we think we can reduce this down to, let's say, 15. Instead of 20 seconds, we can reduce this 50 seconds. This one. And this one can also be reduced. But if this takes, let's say, 80 seconds, and let's say this is 120 seconds, and if you only try to minimize this one down from 80 seconds, let's say you improve this from 80 to 60, right? But still, the total time to finish is still there. Why? Because this is still 120. Right? If you just minimize this time or reduce this time, this doesn't improve your productivity, because your total time is still there. Right? So you need to find some solution to reduce this time, either this one or this one. Right? So this is about what I did. My project was doing like this. Like I observed the coffee shop, how they make coffee, and I break down each task, and I make this chart. and how many parallels, 1 or 2 or 3 lines, and how long does it take for this one, how long does it take for this one, for this, and I check which one we should improve to minimize the total time. And we provide some possible solutions for them. And so this is what operation management is. This is very powerful. This is very well known and very much used by some companies. Companies they call some consultant. And what consultant does is they observe like this. They break down each task, and they want to come up with the proper solution. Or you need to reduce this part, or you need to improve this part. And they gave you some possible solution. You can improve like by doing, I don't know, buying some better machine. Because if your machine for this part is very old and this is not good, so you need to buy another one. Then you can improve your productivity. Or you need to put maybe 2 more people to reduce this time. Right? So this is about operation management, and this is about like this process flow, like flow chart or precedence chart. Any questions? Stop then.
왜?
203목 똥